Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, everyone. So we are thankful for the opportunity, first of all. And I'm Nanma Gireesh, and that's Ben K. George. We both are co-founders of NestAbide, an interdisciplinary organization based in Kerala, India. We are also PhD researchers at TU Delft, Netherlands, under the supervision of Dr. Chris and Dr. Soon. So, over to Ben.
Yeah, good evening, one and all present here, and it's an immense pleasure for me to attend this international conference seminar, and I express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Chris Evenberg for this opportunity. So we believe, like we have been into this amphibious architecture over the past 5 to 6 years, and we are in the early stages of our career. And to be frank, we believe that amphibious architecture is a future-proof technology. That's what we believe, and it's in the developing stage. And if we consider the near future, say of 2050, it is estimated that the likelihood of extreme precipitation could potentially be around 3 to 4 times in different parts of the Asia. And to be a particular instance, we are from India, and we are mainly focusing onto the Kerala. So we would like to bring up say Kerala as a case study here, and what we have done here and over the past years. So Kerala is usually considered as mostly a safe place, and people believe they are not worried about the climate change. But the things started to change from the year in 2018. We had a devastating flood, and that affected many livelihood and loss of many human lives. And even before the 2018, we were into this amphibious architecture, and we tried to convince and we tried to spread the technology of amphibious housing, stating we need to be prepared for the future. But we were not welcomed very much, as the people believe that Kerala is always safe. And later on, after the flood in 2018, the situation started to change. People started to think like they need to go for some alternatives. But even after 2018, the situation was not much changed because of the perception that they don't believe this technology exists. So from 2008, after 2018, our real struggle started again, like to convince the authorities and the people. So we conducted many discussions and with the practitioners and with the government authorities, and finally, we were able to showcase what the amphibious architecture is possible into the local context of Kerala, India, and thus we made our first prototype called Amphi-Nest, which we use only the local materials that is available, and we have developed it as a proof of concept, and we have dedicated it to mainly the flood affected peoples in Kerala during the 2018. So now after 2018, it's an annual event. Like flooding happens in the month of July, August, and one also in the month of October, November. So as per the experts in Kerala, they were saying that we are not able to predict when will the flood happens, or the flash flooding events are much more increased than when we consider to the past. And they were quoting that it is not now it is not possible to predict the future flooding. So we believe it's a make or break situation now for Kerala. So we need to go, or we need to adapt to something or much of a sustainable technology, especially in the housing sector. So we mainly focus on to the amphibious architecture along with the floating houses. And to substantiate that or to support that, we need other types of measures or supports to adapt to fight against the climate change in the future. So so currently it's been 1 year. We have inaugurated on September 4, 2021. The Amphi-Nest, a small pavilion-shaped structure, and more details of the technical details will be revealed by Nanma. And it was inaugurated by the Kerala Agricultural Minister in 2021. And actually, it was an eye-opening for the people in Kerala to come and see and believe in it. Okay, so it's actually a working prototype. It's still in fully functional stage. So the people will come over there and to experience what the amphibious houses will look like and how it will perform under a flooding situation. So now over to Nanma.
Yes, thank you, Ben. So This we started as a theoretical, actually it was my master thesis that brought me to amphibious buildings. And now I can't be away from, I think, the topic and the buildings and the possibilities for people to have a good future ahead. So yeah, so that's why we are here. So this is an amphibious building, you know it already. So this is the prototype Amphi Nest, which was inaugurated in 2021 September 4. Yesterday was a 1 year anniversary of Amphi Nest. I'll give more detailed information. Yes, so this is Kerala. It is a southern state in India, southernmost state in India, and it is a narrow state. But most of the districts in Kerala have a sea connection, a connection to with the sea, and also there are like about 44 rivers and so many backwaters with major 4 lakes and everything. So it is a water world. And people love to be near water, be near all the coconut trees and everything, but they don't like to live on water. So that was the condition until 2018. Like Ben said, 2018 floods was an eye-opening event for people in Kerala. This was 2018 floods. You can see that left side, you can see the before and after 2018 floods. Still after 1 year, people believe that it was a one-time event and it won't happen again. So obviously people were wrong. 2019 it happened again, 2020 it happened again, 2021 it happened twice, and this year also it happened twice already. So we are also expecting floods in September and October. Currently it is also raining now. I'm in Kerala right now. So yeah, the condition is worsening, so people are now thinking about the adaptation conditions. I guess we should all have that kind of, we don't expect that kind of an eye-opening situation, but yes. So we were just, yeah, these are all about the sustainable development goals that we have. This is NestAbide. NestAbide is an interdisciplinary firm. So I am a civil engineer, Ben is an electrical engineer, but we are putting our heads together to find some solution in architecture department at IHE Delft also. So we are kind of interdisciplinary. We have an interdisciplinary team with us also. So it is, we are currently focusing on water conservation, flood resilient and resistant eco technologies, as well as amphibious and floating buildings. We are mainly concentrating on amphibious buildings. So before pre-flood, during flood and post-flood conditions, we are taking all those conditions and we are working with different technologies on 3 of these conditions. So yes, so these are examples of amphibious houses. Yeah, that's Mars Bommel amphibious house, and that's the Mars Bommel floating houses. Usually, I explain how amphibious houses and floating houses are different. I don't think we need that right now, I guess. But still, amphibious houses are always on land and only floats when the water comes in. Floating houses are always on water. So this was the highlight how we try to explain here to the people of Kerala. They don't want to live on water all the time. So we thought of introducing amphibious houses first, so that people don't have to adjust with the variations in living on the land and living with the water. So they don't have to change their usual lifestyle on everything. So this is in 2018, we visited the Netherlands Mars Bommel amphibious houses in the Netherlands. Jan Leder, he's an owner of amphibious house. We recently visited him and he said all the details, talked about all the details. He was thrilled to have such an amphibious house for him and his family, I guess. And yeah, this is where our perspective started to change. This is the amphibious house in Mars Bommel, which was on the ground, and in 2011 it was afloat. Last year also it was afloat. We didn't get the pictures yet. So this is an amphibious restaurant building in Poland. So this was in 2019. I got the opportunity to represent India, I guess, at the IKD in 2019, and that's Dr. Elizabeth C. English. So we also worked with her for a data analysis project of floating buildings, so floating and amphibious buildings. So that's how we got in more connection with the amphibious technical part and everything. So yes, this you already know. So these are the different components of an amphibious building with the temporary floating structure. It is the advantage is that the front porch culture can be saved for an amphibious building and also a floating building. So this is floating buildings are permanently floating. This is temporary floating, and this is space for living and for water. So this is what we like a lot: space for living and space for water. We don't have to fight against the nature. We can live with the nature, I guess. So we hope to build amphibious houses with a buoyant foundation by incorporating traditional vernacular architecture style and locally sourced materials. That's what we are doing in Kerala right now. So the slope roofs, the veranda or the attic, all around the house, the traditional lightweight wooden structures, panels, all these traditional vernacular style and materials, we are trying to bring it back and combine it with the architectural, combine it with the amphibious buoyant foundation so that people can live on it like it's their own home. So this is a concept, amphibious tourism, to promote amphibious houses so that people can live in this amphibious houses and check how to know the analyze the occupancy, comfort, and everything. So yes, this is AmphiNest. AmphiNest is a working prototype of a pavilion structure. It is a buoyant foundation made of concrete. And yes, it's a bird's nest inspired amphibious pavilion. It is a pilot project of NestAbide. AmphiNest is India's first working prototype of amphibious building technology with a concrete buoyant foundation. So until then, people didn't know that concrete floats. So we had to prove that the concrete float, and now we are building different amphibious houses because of AmphiNest. So this took around only 35 days and 3.5 lakhs INR, which means about 4,024 euro for 200 square feet amphibious building. And it is including a wet dock. The wet dock is, you can see that here. The wet dock was created so that we can input water and simulate the flooding conditions and show people that when it floats and when it stays on ground and everything. So we made it a working prototype. So if anyone comes over, we'll put water inside and we show how it works, how it floats, and they can stand on it, sit on it, they can push it, pull it, no matter what. So yes, specifications. These are just detailed specifications of amphibious AmphiNest. It's a 100 square feet pavilion area and 100 square feet inside the buoyant foundation. Capacity was of maximum 10 people. So this is a night picture of AmphiNest. I'm rushing through to show you a video about AmphiNest. So yes, so the roof is just a polycarbonate sheet on GI square pipe framework, so that we can you just have to stand there and understand that how the concrete works and concrete floats. So, and it was inaugurated by Shri P. Prasad. He was a minister for agriculture in the government of Kerala. So this called for more attention of people. So the thing was, he was the chairman in 2018 during floods of housing board chairman. So they had discussed about all the possible alternatives for our usual houses that are built in Kerala right now. They never heard about amphibious houses. So he was really intrigued by the idea, and that was the only reason that he agreed to inaugurate the structure, so that he could also dedicate it to the society. So he inaugurated the structure and he said this beautiful word. But yeah, very alarming ones. We are not living in a safe zone. The changes in monsoon pattern and characteristics indicate effects of climate change. People started to believe that, okay, we are not living in a safe zone after coming from him. So yes, so these are all, okay. We'll show you how this is our AmphiNest and how we, yes. So that's the video of AmphiNest, how it was constructed. And after the inauguration of AmphiNest, we received projects with the government of Kerala, with the support of government of Kerala through KDIS, Kerala Development Innovation and Strategic Council. They helped us. They are helping us construct amphibious homes for the low-income people who are flood affected from the regions of Munro Islands and Kuttanad in Kerala. So these two are flood affected regions in Kerala. Yes. So this is Mrs. Bindu, a beneficiary from Mandro Tirtha, the identified beneficiary from Mandro Tirtha. This is her house, and she has been moved. She moved from the place about 2 years ago. And the ongoing project, Kerala government is supporting the ongoing project, and they are funding the construction of amphibious houses for Mrs. Bindu, and also one more person identified from Kuttanad. So this is Hari. He's a journalist. He's another client of ours. He's a private funded, or we can say that we are building a home for him also. His place, that's the place. I think you can see it in the inset there. So that's the flood affected region. His place is in another district in Kerala, which is affected during floods in only during the monsoon season. Mandro Tirtha and Kuttanad is mostly affected during floods almost all throughout the year. But Hari's different places really entirely different. So yes, so coming back to the presentation. So we've been focusing on constructing these 3 houses for houses in Kerala, especially right now. And the best part is that these 3 different areas are really different, but also similar to each other. 2 of them are nearby rivers and lakes. 2 of the rivers and 1 large lake system in Munro Islands and Kuttanad also. So the third case is near to a riverside, and the river is flooded during monsoon, and mostly it is flooded because of landslides. So that is another problem we are facing in Kerala. So there we are identifying all kind of materials and solutions for how we can innovate the existing amphibious structures and existing conditions or even materials, so that we can improve the structure for them, for especially these beneficiaries in Kerala. So this is basically NestAbide. So these are this is the place in Munro Island that we have identified. We'll have to deconstruct or demolish this existing structure to build a new amphibious house in Munro. So this is funded by the government of Kerala, and if successful, so that's why we are saying this, if successful, they'll help us build more houses in Kerala, one identified for 1 person every year, at least, because there's this project called Life Mission, where they identify people from 1 panchayat, 1 person, 1 panchayat, and they'll fund their project, fund to build houses for them per year. So that's the calculation there. So government is supporting us. So this is a project we did it with Dr. Elizabeth C. English, and so these are some of the other publications. This is some of our other projects we did. This is a flood modeling and simulation of river in Trivandrum. So we also do floating wetlands treatment systems. Yes, these are a few examples of floating wetlands treatment systems in Kerala that we did. And we were also part of multi-million projects of the government of Kerala, like this one, Padmatirtha Kulam, and also this is Akulam Lake Rejuvenation, to rejuvenate the existing lakes, rivers, and everything through nature-based solutions, as well as techniques like amphibious and floating building, so that we are trying to build with the nature rather than against the nature. So yes, so that's us. We are also hoping to write a book. That was a recent idea. So we are hoping to write this book, and it's a kind of an inventory of all the amphibious and floating buildings from around the world. So yes, so we are welcoming you to contribute to the book. If we can discuss it over, I think, personal calls or private calls. But yes, we are welcoming you to be a part of the book. We hope that you can contribute your idea, your examples, your knowledge into the book. All right. So talk to us. Please talk to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.